What up, everybody? With Tommy heading back to New York for Power Legacy after Tariq talked him into going back to New York to set up shop and build his legacy. One threat that Tommy doesn't even know exists yet is Paz Valdez. Paz has been around since season 1 of OG Power and was an important enough character to get her own episode 612 in the Who Shot Ghost series, as Paz had convinced herself that it was Ghost who killed her sister, Angela, only to find out at the end of that episode from Tasha that it wasn't Ghost, but Tommy Egan who killed Angela. After Tasha told this to Paz then showed up at Tommy's loft, prepared to take him out, only to find out that the place was completely empty and had been cleaned out. And this caused Paz to scream, "Tommy," at the conclusion of this episode because of her desire for revenge. Paz also made an appearance in every season of Power Book 2 Ghost except season 2. Then, after joining the DEA and investigating into Tariq St. Patrick at the beginning of season 4, Paz's son Junior was also killed, and this time it was Tariq who pulled the trigger. And prior to that, in the same episode, Junior had met up with Paz and she told him to be careful because he's the only person she has left. So we can assume because of that statement that at some point between season 4 of Ghost and the conclusion of OG Power, Paz's and Angela's father, who had been in a home, had died. And after Junior's death, it was Paz who got Detective Carter involved, who vowed to make Tariq pay, only for it to be revealed that Carter was a crooked cop himself and is currently locked up for the murder of Kamal Tate. So Paz is going to find out that Carter ended up getting locked up and he did nothing to make Tariq pay for killing her son. So Paz has now lost all her family and has nobody left, while her family's killers continue to walk around free. But right now, Paz doesn't know that Tommy Egan is still walking around a free man because, just like everybody else in New York City, Paz also thinks that Tommy is dead. But with Tommy returning to New York, once Paz finds out that Tommy is alive, will she come for him again now that she has nothing to lose and all her family is dead? Even though we do know that she owns a beauty salon now, that she used the money she got from Ghost's will to purchase. Because when it comes to her son getting killed, she tried to do the right thing and leave it in the hands of law enforcement to take care of it. But since Carter failed her after giving her his word that Tariq would pay, Paz could try to take things into her own hands again, similar to when she planned on taking out Ghost, but decided not to at the time because she still had her son and her father to think about. And even with those two still in the picture, once she found out it was Tommy who killed Angela, she went looking for Tommy to take him out anyway. So at some point in Power Legacy, I feel like Paz Valdez is gonna pop back up trying to take out Tommy again, even though she could also go at Tariq for her son Junior. But I think she would go after Tommy instead of Tariq because she knows that Tommy killed Angela, while she only thinks that Tariq killed Junior. Not to mention, I think her history with Tommy also plays a part in her wanting revenge against him, and how he showed up at Angela's funeral acting like he was wanting to help, only for Paz to find out that Tommy was who took out Angela, is almost like a smack in the face. But the problem with Paz Valdez coming for Tommy to try to take him out is that we're talking about someone who has no experience in catching a body or living that life trying to take out the Grim Reaper. So because of that, I think when Paz finally does get her opportunity to come for Tommy and take him out, it will end up to be where Tommy takes her out before she gets a chance to take him out. But this is when things also could get really interesting, keeping in mind that it was Tasha who revealed to Paz that Tommy killed Angela. And even though they did hash things out, we still got to believe that the relationship between Tommy and Tasha is still somewhat fragile. So when Paz goes to take out Tommy, I think she'll have her gun pointed at him, but she won't take the shot immediately. And Tommy will say something like, "Paz, what are you doing? What's going on?" And Paz will be like, "I know you killed my sister." And when Tommy asks Paz who told her that, Paz will reveal to Tommy that it was Tasha who told her the truth, that Tommy killed Angela. Then at this point, Tommy will either take the gun from Paz, similar to how Ghost took the gun from Sean in season 2 of OG Power, or when Paz is distracted, Tommy will draw his gun and take out Paz, ultimately wiping out the Valdez bloodline and ending their family's legacy. Keeping in mind what Tommy told Gabriel Ortega in Force Season 3, that he doesn't just trim family trees, he cuts them all the way to the ground. That's what I see happening. Paul's coming for Tommy, with Tommy ultimately taking out Paul's, but also finding out that it was Tasha who snitched on him yet again, telling Paul's that he killed Angela, making it where Tommy potentially could have a problem with Tasha again, or to where he can no longer trust Tasha. Because now, in addition to snitching on him in court, something that Tommy gave Tasha a pass for, possibly even understanding why she did it, she also told Paz Valdez, out of all people, the truth about Tommy killing Angela, something that Tommy might see as inexcusable. And to make things that much more interesting, now Tommy and Tariq are going to be business partners. Then there's also the dynamic that Tommy is likely gonna have a family in Power Legacy, and if this will impact the way he moves, potentially even going a step further to do whatever it takes to protect his family and to make sure that he's alive and a free man to be there to protect them. But when we're talking about trust and Tommy and Tariq becoming business partners, I don't think that Tariq is ever going to be able to trust Tommy completely when it comes to Tasha, because he's already been there and had to confront Tommy in the middle of him trying to take out Tasha. And that's not something I think Tariq is ever going to forget, in addition to how he spent a couple years worried about his mother and if Tommy was going to get to her. So knowing Tariq, he's probably looking at D-Mac, Mireya, and Tommy's kid as leverage over Tommy to make sure that Tasha stays safe. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.